For me, vintage is an opportunity to incorporate something that has both a great style and a patina into, an otherwise contemporary interior.
It's a great open word, vintage. It really represents things that you find, the serendipity of the found object.
There isn't sort of a one-line definition, and it does come down to it's a point of view. It's about personality. It's about an energy. It's not like, a Georgian antique, which has a set time and a set place.
Antiques are generally things over 100 years old.
Vintage, on the other hand, is extremely broad. Think about when fashion is credited in magazines, frequently something from 2 seasons ago is referred to as vintage.
But something that has some age and some soul to it, some nostalgia.
I think every piece of furniture that has had a previous life, if it's a vintage or antique, it's been somewhere. It's experienced different periods of our history. And inherent in that piece is the reflection of its time and its creator and the people who've owned it. And for the time that you own it, you're in care of that piece. And eventually it will pass on.
When I buy a vintage piece that's by a known designer, you definitely know that that's going to retain its value and hopefully will grow in value. So I do look at those as investments.
I buy vintage bicycles, I buy vintage suitcases, I buy vintage clothes sometimes. To me, there's the whole magic of the discovery. And you need to be aware of what you can do with things, because you don't always find things that are ready to go or that particularly interest you the way they are.
I buy things I like that they're not attributed to any known designer. They just happen to be a combination of having some attractive design character about them and a quality to their fabrication. So I just highlight that.
Do I feel like I'm vintage? I feel like I was born vintage. Vintage, it's a sensibility, it's a sensitivity. It's like a lens, a certain affinity for patina, for the handmade, the handcrafted, a little bit of eclecticism, a little bit of surprise and comfort.
It's one of those things about vintage is I'm never going to see the same piece again. Oh my God, there's a piece leaving. Wow, I'm so sad, bye.